everybody, it's your girl Jackie. Oh, today I got a fun little look that I did a couple days ago on a recent photo shoot, and I thought it was gorgeous. I just combined a little bit of ice, a little bit of icy silver with a dark smoky eye. I think it looks amazing on dark skin complexions as well as medium and maybe even fair if you're bold enough to pull it off, ladies. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial and thank you for watching. Begin this look with something underneath the eye to catch all of the fallout. Then I use the MAC Fluid Line in Black Track as an eyeshadow base. You just need a few swipes of that all over your eyelid. Just get enough of it to catch some of that eyeshadow so it has something to stick to. And making sure to blend out around the edges of where you apply that. I'm using Stella pigment from Sugar Pill. I'm applying Stella from inner to outer corner all over my eyelid. And you're gonna get a lot of fallout from this pigment, so it may help to kind of tap the brush maybe once or twice before you apply it to the eyes, just an FYI. And you're pretty much gonna get that look, which is actually quite pretty on its own, but we've got some more work to do. Take a 226 brush from MAC and blend out the edges of that Stella. And I really make sure I get the inner corner for a nice smoky effect. Don't overdo it if you're not really sure where your crease is. Just kind of gently take your brush and feel where your socket is. That is where you should be blending. I took a 224 blending brush, which is basically like a bigger version of the 226, and just doing a little bit more blending around the edges again. This is where we're going to get a more airbrushed look. Again, I'm not really gonna overdo it, just a few times, and that's good enough. I use the MAC Reflex Pearl Glitter, which is honestly one of my favorites out of all of their glitters, and some Duo Lash Adhesive. I took just a few drops of that lash adhesive and sporadically started to just dab it onto my eyelid. See how fast it disappeared? That's how little you should be using. And then I used that MAC Reflex Pearl Glitter and I just started popping it on top on my eyelid. There's gonna be some holes and it's not gonna look super perfect, but that's okay. That's kind of, I don't know, the look that I was going for. The Smashbox Limitless eyeliner is the liner I'm going to be using in my waterline to really darken the look and get more smokiness out of it. I then used a 212 liner brush from MAC and the Stella pigment on my bottom lash line, which unfortunately you really can't see because my bottom lashes are supercalifragilistic, extra long and super thick, so yeah. Today I'm going to be using an oldie but goodie MAC's Studio Fix Fluid, which I'm applying all over my face with a damp beauty blender. I'm using the MAC Select Cover Up Concealer in NW40 underneath my eyes. And I'm still using the beauty blender, I'm just using the pointed end of it. I'm also going to apply some concealer down the bridge of my nose and into my forehead because I would like to highlight those areas. I'm using the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder to help set that concealer and lock it into place. I'm using a latex sponge to apply that. You can also actually use a blending brush as well, just depends on whatever you've got. And because the bridge of my nose always gets oily, I always be sure to add the powder there as well and along my forehead. So we're gonna look a little funky. Wipe off the excess powder with a large blending brush, such as the Sigma F20 brush, my favorite for face, my favorite hands down. Just dub, swipe a little off, blah, 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 easy. Make sure you're gentle. Don't want to mess up all that hard work you put into your makeup. And then use that same brush and apply a powder on top. I'm going to use the Deep Dark Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC. After all of that powder, we've kind of got to put something on top of it to kind of like tone it down so it doesn't look so blaring and white. That is, if you, like me, have dark skin, you definitely kind of want something on top to, you know, balance it out and neutralize it out. Bronzing and contouring is actually optional, so you can either go for it or skip it. I'm going to use my CoverGirl Queen Collection bronzer. This is the one in Q120, it's the darkest one. And that's being applied on the hollow points of my cheekbones and along my temple area. The rest of the face is going to be pink. I'm using Dolce Vita blush from NARS. And that really pretty Reflex Pearl glitter we used earlier on our eyes also looks really pretty on your cheekbones. When applied sparingly, of course, you don't need a whole lot. Kind of makes the face look a little wet and dewy, which I think is beautiful. I then lined my lips with a soft brown liner. This is Cork from MAC. I applied pink plaid lipstick from MAC on my lips. And finished it off with see-through lip gloss. totally forgot to add mascara. I'm going to use the Maybelline Lash Stiletto. Duh. How could I neglect my lashes? How could I do that to you? And voila! El fin, finito, voila! That is the final look.